Ha 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 ha! Welcome back, Obsidian! Woof! Woof! I never thought I'd see you again. The black dog barks his first words in a month since his demise in September when he tragically got ran over by a car. We missed you, old pal. And how is Cleopatra over there doing? She's just waking up. The black cat opens her big green eyes as she is given a dose of the pink Bring Them Back to Life formula. She looks around the lab and smiles to see her owner smiling back at her, welcoming her back to life. There are many incredible science labs in the Mad Science Academy. As you can imagine, this place is a fantastic institution with the most ingenious mad scientists in the world. They will all be showing off their inventions this Friday at the Mad Science Academy Science Fair, hoping to win first prize. But this year, the Bring Them Back to Life formula that brought Obsidian and Cleopatra back to life is bound to be the winner. The brain with a curly mustache is the brain of famous Mexican revolutionary leader Pancho Villa. It had been preserved in formaldehyde since Pancho's death in 1923. Apparently, when it was brought back to life, it began to communicate using telepathy. Its first wishes were to be able to see again. So our fellow mad scientists transplanted a pair of eyes onto him and implanted the optical nerve with eye muscles and all, stitched to the brain's dura mater. Once he was able to see, they implanted a radio transducer to his temporal lobe so it could speak out loud. Its second wish was to have his mustache and his hat back, so they stitched a mustache over the brain's frontal lobe. They are still waiting for a Mexican hat to be delivered from Mexico. The brain never goes anywhere without his jar of cerebrospinal fluid and multivitamin solution, which nourishes him and keeps him from drying up. They are working on installing a robotic wheelchair implant so he can move around freely, but they probably will hold off on giving him a pair of hands for the time being, because his third wish was literally, "Where are my weapons? Viva la revolución!" Now it's your turn to add to the story. Can you think of names for our fellow scientists? What happens on the days right before the science fair? Imagine an adventure for these fantastic characters as you make them with clay and give them a life and a story of their own.
In this video, you'll learn how to make this revolutionary brain. Make sure you've gathered all your supplies, and let's get started. First, roll out and flatten a strip of red clay and apply in pieces all over your brain foil structure. Once covered completely, smooth over any bumps, bubbles, or bald spots. To get started on the brain folds, mix 2 sticks of beige and 1 little worm of pink clay together completely. Then mix your new light pink clay with a little more beige clay. Roll out a portion of your pink clay into 1 long, thin worm. Take a portion of your long, thin worm and place in a curved position on top of your red brain structure. Then wrap the remaining long pink worm around your first section in a kind of snake pattern. Now we're making the folds of the brain. Roll another portion of light pink clay into a long, thin worm and wrap that around the brain folds you already made. Keep rolling out and wrapping worms of pink clay around each other until you've covered one side of the brain entirely with folds. Then, get started on the other side by repeating that same process. Once you have both sides of the brain covered in pink folds, mix a bit of red clay with a chunk of brown. With your new red-brown clay, make 2 small balls. Flatten them and place on the front of your brain where you want the eyes to be. Then place your pre-baked eyeballs on top of those red-brown circles. To make your brain's eyebrows, first start with a long pink worm and bend above and around the brain's eyes. Then place a shorter pink worm on top of and across the middle of the pink brow bone for some added detail. For the brain's mustache, make 2 balls of red-brown clay. Roll them into long cylinders, taper each end, flatten and curve the ends to make both sides of the mustache. Take each side of the mustache and place below the brain's eyes. To continue with the brain's eyebrows, take 2 little balls of red-brown clay, roll both into little worms, taper the ends, and place above the eyes on the pink worm you created earlier. For the brain's arteries, make 3 balls of blue and 3 balls of red clay. Roll them into thin cylinders, and with a toothpick, poke and carefully roll a hole into one end. Then place the 6 arteries you created on the very bottom of the brain, starting at the center and leading out. And you're done! You've created your very own revolutionary brain.